I recently stumbled across a video Walter Tennyson made called How I Grew Thick Legs Fast. And this video has over 2 million views. Seeing this, I figured to take a look at this video and see if his workout and advice are valid. My name is Rios. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Exercise Science. And because I'm here to make fitness great again, I'll be going over Walter Tennyson's leg workout routine. If you're looking to build an athletic and aesthetic physique, be sure to check out my 90-day aesthetic body blueprint. This takes all the guesswork out of achieving your dream physique. But if you're more focused on performance, you should check out my 120-day peak athleticism package. Both of these will be in the description.
Before we go to the gym, the first thing we're going to talk about is programming. I train every muscle group twice per week. So I train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So my leg days are on Monday after 2 full days of rest so I can give it everything I got, and then 48 hours later on the Thursday.
So it looks like Walter does an upper-lower split and does each workout 2 times per week. I personally don't like this workout split too much as there's more volume to your legs compared to the rest of your body, and because the legs typically recover worse than your upper body. But if your legs are a weak point and you want to train 4 times per week, then this workout split may make sense for you.
On these workouts, you're not going crazy. You're not doing this massive and intense leg day where you can't walk for multiple weeks. It's just enough where you can grow and recover so you're not going to your next leg day sore.
I actually do agree with this mentality. There seems to be a huge trend in the fitness community where it's like, oh, train everything to failure, high intensity. But I actually disagree with this mindset, as I think training to failure every single set is not only overrated, but can actually be detrimental to your recovery. If you stop 1 to 3 reps shy of failure or even go to failure, I would say that that's an effective set.
At the gym, here's the equipment you're gonna need. Belt. Knee sleeves. And water. It's important to stay hydrated.
Well, we're off to a terrible start. The only thing here you actually need is the water bottle. As much as stupid bodybuilders like to tell you this, knee sleeves and a belt are not necessary for an effective leg day. And I'd even argue it's detrimental to your leg day. Belts and knee sleeves should only be worn during maximal or sub-maximal lifts, and if your goal is hypertrophy, you're not doing that. And I'd even argue you shouldn't be wearing this dorky equipment for maximal or sub-maximal lifts either, as you become reliant on this equipment to lift heavy, and there's a lack of evidence that this gym equipment prevents injury. And you will become accustomed to wearing this equipment when lifting to where you are a fish out of water when you're not wearing it, aka any daily activity or sport. If you don't wear this equipment outside the gym, you shouldn't be wearing it in the gym. And unless you're a weirdo, you're not gonna be wearing a belt or knee sleeves outside the gym.
The first exercise we're gonna do is for the hamstrings, which is my first tip, is to start with your hamstrings. I have bad knees, and if you have bad knees, it really hurts to go directly into squats or hack squats or wherever your main movement is. I highly recommend starting with the hamstrings first. I don't know what it is. I'm not a scientist. I don't know anything about the human anatomy. It will just feel a whole lot better. So start with your hamstrings.
I'm glad he said I don't know anything about human anatomy, because this is complete bro science. I've actually seen a few bodybuilders say this, but they never explain why. He states he does this because of knee pain, but if he has knee pain, he should be doing an effective warm-up routine that includes light cardio, some mobility work, and then slowly progressing up to his working weight. Starting with an isolation exercise like this is typically pretty stupid. You typically want to start your workout with the most fatiguing exercise like a compound lift, so you have the most energy to do it, and so that earlier exercises don't affect your performance. You may be wondering where my leg curl rant is, and here it is. If you're gonna be doing a leg curl, it should be an accessory exercise and it shouldn't replace foundational movements. And Walter literally does leg curls in replacement for a foundational hinge movement like an RDL, and not as additional hamstring work. The reason why the leg curl should not be prioritized is because it's not a foundational movement and it's not incredibly realistic. The leg curl is an open chain leg exercise, and most activities of daily living and sports skills are closed chain leg movements, and it doesn't teach the hamstrings and glutes how to work together. The leg curl also doesn't have a core demand, which is very important for sports skills and activities of daily living. I typically like to include the core in nearly all my exercises because it uses the core in the most realistic way, which is to stabilize the body for upper and lower extremity movements, which again, the leg curl does not do. If Walter was specifically trying to train knee flexion, he could have done some more athletic exercises that will transfer outside the gym far better, like Nordic curls or a sliding hamstring curl.
On my leg day today, I do the seated hamstring curl first. On my other leg day, I'll do the lying hamstring curl first. So just like a lot of amazing things in life, you can hit it just right standing up with Romanian deadlifts, seated upright, or lying on your stomach.
I do like how he's not like these stupid bodybuilders nowadays that act like the stretch position is magic, and he actually trains the hamstring in both the shortened and lengthened position, but doing a leg curl instead of a hinge exercise is just plain stupid. A hinge exercise like the RDL should be prioritized over leg curls when training the hamstrings, as it teaches the hamstrings and glutes how to work together. It has a core and stability demand, and is a more realistic closed chain leg exercise.
Tip number 2 is that you don't need to squat, just like you don't need to make eye contact in bed. It's intense, but it doesn't guarantee results. I used to squat heavy all the time and I got nowhere, but the second I started implementing hack squats and leg press, my legs blew up. The one bad thing about squats is that it's really hard to get close to or achieve muscular failure because A, it's not safe, B, your technique will break down, and other muscles like your lower back will fatigue first, which makes you stop the set.
Whoa, there's a lot to unpack here. Yes, you have to squat. A free weight squat is a foundational human movement that you need to include in your routine to some degree. It's crazy how he copes so hard for not doing a barbell squat that he made a bunch of stupid points. Firstly, he stated that the squat is not safe. And I've shown numerous examples of people getting hurt when using leg machines. Then he claims that your technique will break down when doing a squat. Hitting technical failure is a legit stopping point, buddy. And even on a leg machine, your form will go to shit if you get tired. So acting like this is exclusive to the squat is just plain stupid. And then he claims other muscles like your low back will fatigue first. I personally can't remember the last time my low back was the reason why I stopped doing a set of squats. Maybe it's because I consistently squat, so I actually developed a strong core. Bodybuilders nowadays act like it's a bad thing when an exercise hits muscles other than the target muscle, when in reality this is a very good thing, and I don't know why they keep acting like it's not. There seems to be this claim in the fitness community that machines build more muscle than free weights. And not gonna lie, I actually thought this was the case to some degree. But there's actually been many recent studies that have shown that there's no significant difference in hypertrophy between machines and free weights. This study in particular compared a free weight squat with a Smith machine squat, and they found no significant differences in hypertrophy. I couldn't find a hack squat versus a free weight squat study, but since a Smith machine squat is far more stable than a free weight squat, just like a hack squat being far more stable than a free weight squat, I feel like the results of this study can be applied here. So that just shit on all his claims. The only people who will listen to his advice here are soy boys who are looking for any reason to stop barbell squatting. But this is because barbell squatting is hard, but only good things are on the other side of fear. Walter needs to replace his stupid squat machines for a free weight squat. And I'm gonna be nice and say that if he wants to do a machine squat variation, he should do it in addition to a free weight squat and not as a replacement for it. It's mentally weak, Walter, come on.
Main movement today is gonna be the hack squat, 6 sets of 10 to 12 reps. So you don't need to go crazy heavy low reps.
Wait, Walter does 6 sets of hack squats? This is way too much volume. I personally stick to about 3 to 4 sets of squats, as if you're doing good hard sets, that's more than enough. 6 sets of hack squats would be fine if that was his only quad exercise, but spoiler alert, it's not. So doing 6 sets of this exercise is just super dumb.
A lot of people say to do the hard stuff, which I totally agree with, but you have to remember that the hard stuff is also the fun stuff if you let your mind comprehend it as such. And once you can adopt that kind of mentality, your workouts just in general, not just for leg day, is gonna change forever.
I like how he says this, but it just looks bad after he's coping for not barbell squatting. Firstly, dude is wearing a belt and knee sleeves for an exercise that's 10 to 12 reps, and it's not even a free weight squat movement. As I stated earlier, if you're gonna wear this dorky equipment, you should only wear it during maximal or sub-maximal lifts, and 10 to 12 reps is not even close to that. And he's wearing a belt for an exercise that's meant to take out the core. Let that sink in. That's like pouring water on yourself in the pool. It's just really hard to take someone seriously who's wearing all that equipment for a soft leg machine.
A lot of people I see, especially at this gym, I'm not gonna call you, I know your name, I'm not gonna say anything, but you guys half rep, and you get majority of your growth from the bottom of the movement. A good cue is hamstrings to your calves. From right here to here is you get majority of the quad activation and growth, so make sure you come all the way down, because if you don't, you're leaving a lot of gains on the table.
This hamstring the calves claim is complete bro science that bodybuilders are spewing nowadays. Stupid bodybuilders don't know that stretch-mediated hypertrophy is triggered when sarcomeres are stretched, not when the muscle is stretched. Here are 2 recent studies that found that 90 degrees of knee flexion builds the same amount of muscle in the quads as 140 degrees of knee flexion in a squat. So that just debunks the hamstring the calves claim for quad growth that Walter makes. I would still recommend doing full depth or parallel squats though, as studies have shown that 90 degrees of knee flexion builds the same amount of muscle in the quads. But when it comes to the glutes and adductors, studies have shown that a full depth squat is far more effective. But it looks like Walter's more focused on quad growth as he's doing a quad dominant squat, so he's probably not even thinking about that.
Nice one.
It's crazy how this dude talked about how it's hard to take barbell squats to failure. Then this dude stopped when he had like 2 to 3 reps in the tank. As I mentioned earlier, that's still effective for muscle growth, but Walter just comes off as a hypocrite here.
Now, other than convincing my girlfriend that I actually like her friends, nothing is more exhausting than the Bulgarian split squat. I hate the exercise because I suck at it, and I just suck at it. But 3 sets of 10, we're doing it with a tempo, so 4 seconds down, 1 second up.
Unlike Dr. Marlin, he actually made a funny joke here. But if he was talking about one of my female audience members, I wouldn't find this joke funny, and we'd have some serious problems. Doing 3 sets of this exercise makes sense and not doing 6 fucking sets. I do like how Walter included a lunge variation, as most activities of daily living and sports skills are done on one leg, and it will help prevent and fix muscular imbalances.
Oh God, I hate these.
Wait, not only is this dude still wearing a belt and knee sleeves for the Bulgarian split squat, but he's grabbing onto that stupid ass pole. One of the major benefits of a split squat is the balance and stability demand that it requires. If you occasionally grab onto something to load up the movement more, that's fine. But Walter is doing this just after he took the core and stability demand out of a normal squat by doing a stupid hack squat. So far, this is a super lazy leg workout from Walter, and I'm disappointed. I am impressed by his grip though.
Last exercise we're gonna do is the leg extension, 3 sets.
So now Walter is doing a stupid leg extension. This exercise is trash for the same reasons why I don't like the leg curl. It's just not the most functional way to hit the quads, and there are better alternatives. He's doing 3 sets of leg extensions, which leaves him doing 12 sets of quad focused work in this workout. This is too much volume for a single muscle group. You should really only be doing 6 to 10 hard sets per muscle group in a workout. Anything more than this is just junk volume, and you won't be getting very much out of it. He should have swapped this exercise with a hip thrust to hit the glutes, or an RDL to hit the hamstrings more, rather than overloading the quads like this.
My workout's off with not just leg days, but every workout is walking 10 minutes backwards on the treadmill. Really good at increasing the flexibility in your knees. If you have knee pain, highly recommend doing this. I got this from the knees over toes guy, so only 10 minutes a day. Huge difference.
This is a good exercise for people who have knee pain, but my question is, why are you doing this at the end of your workout? He literally should have switched this with the leg curl, as doing this first would have been a great warm-up that would help him with his knee pain so he can train pain-free, so he can lift more weight and therefore build more muscle.
My other leg day is pretty similar to what we just showed you, except instead of hack squats, I'm doing leg press. So I'm doing like 5 or 6 sets of 10 to 12 reps on the leg press, hamstring movement first, a secondary movement with some tempo technique, and then finishing off with some leg extensions. So that's it. Nothing like super insane, like 40 sets, walking lunges, superset with a bunch of this stuff. Just focus on a few basic movements, master them, get good at them, get strong at them, and your legs will grow.
So when you take a look at Walter's second leg day, it just makes this one look way worse. As you can see, he didn't include any free weight squat variation, and he didn't include a hinge exercise like an RDL, or maybe even including a deadlift on one day. Not adding a hinge movement is completely unacceptable and just terrible programming. If I were Walter, I would have added RDLs on one workout and then deadlifts on the other workout, as these are both great hinge exercises that he should include in his leg workout. And on the day he does deadlift, I would have included a quad dominant squat, as barbell squatting and deadlifting on the same day would just be incredibly exhausting. I'm gonna be nice and say if he wanted to do a machine squat movement, he should have just done it on one leg workout and included a free weight squat exercise on the second workout. I personally always like to do free weight squat variations, as not only will help me build aesthetic legs, but it will strengthen my core and build my athleticism as well. But I was literally gonna give Walter a pass for only including a free weight squat exercise on one leg workout, but he didn't even do that. It's crazy how Walter said few basic movements when he completely ignored adding a free weight squat exercise and completely ignored the hinge movement altogether. Overall, if I had to rate Walter's leg workout, I would give it a 2 out of 10. I really don't like this workout because he used the leg curl in replacement for the RDL, and he put his leg curl at the beginning of his workout when he should have put it at the end. And I don't like how he has way too many sets of quads, including leg extensions on both workouts, only does machine squat variations, and he holds on to a stupid pole for stability, even though he did a hack squat earlier, which already takes out stability. And Walter also wears soy boy lifting equipment. Just like the leg extension, the lat pull down is ruining your gym progress. And I went over why it sucks in this video.